All right, we are starting with the first area of advanced performance management, previously known as P5, and that is introduction to strategic management accounting, right? So, firstly, we need to know about strategic planning. Strategic planning, and so it is concerned with strategic planning concerns with the way organizations wants to be in long term, that is 5 to 10 years, probably, right? Now, what is mean by control? Control means it is concerned with monitoring the achievement of objectives and suggesting corrective action. So now we will look at planning and control at different levels within an organization. At different levels within an organization. So planning and control takes place at different levels within an organization. The performance hierarchy operates in following order, and what's those? Firstly, mission. The strategic plans, or either you can say objectives and plans of the organization. Then we'll say tactical plans and objectives. Operational plans and targets. Okay, so now the question is, what is mission? What is mission? A mission means it is the purpose of organization, the purpose of our organization, why it exists, its values, the values of the organization, right? It should be, succinct, it should be memorable, it should be enduring, a guide for employees to work towards the accomplishment of the mission and address to a number of stakeholders, groups, for example, shareholders, employees, and customers, right? Now, now, as far as the lifespan of mission statements or mission is concerned, there are no set rules on how long a mission statement will be appropriate for an organization. So it should be reviewed regularly to ensure it still reflect the organization environment. So a change in the mission statement may result in new performance measure being established to monitor the achievement or otherwise of the new mission. Okay. Uh, so let us move to the role of performance management. In planning and control. So the planning will take place first to establish an appropriate mission and objectives. This should be aligned with the organization critical success factors, right? Then there is a smart objectives that means, that means the objective should be specific, measurable, appropriate, result oriented, and timely, right? For each target established. Then performance management technique will then be used to put the most appropriate strategies. Strategies in place in order to achieve the organization mission and objectives. Finally, performance management techniques will aim to measure the achievement of the targets, set, enhance the mission and objectives, and to recommend Any improvement strategies required? Track and support the performance of all employees and departments so that organizations goals are achieved. Therefore, any performance management system should be linked to performance measures at different levels of hierarchy. One model of performance management that helps to link different levels of hierarchy is, is the performance pyramid. Uh, okay. Now, next, strategic corporate planning. So, firstly, you need to know what is strategy. So, what is strategy? Where to compete? How to compete? That means to achieve competitive advantage. In terms of performance management, the test of a good strategy is whether it enables an organization to its resources and competencies advantageously in the context of ever changing environment. Okay. Um, Here, to look at those things, firstly, we have to do the strategic analysis, right? You know, that is external analysis, to identify opportunities and threats, internal analysis to identify strengths and weaknesses, then you have to do stakeholder analysis. Why so? So that you can identify key objectives and to assess power and interests of different groups. Finally, you have to do gap analysis to identify the difference between desired and expected performance. Okay. After that, you have to move towards strategic choices. Now, what are those? Those are the strategies to close the gap, the competitive strategy, for each business unit. Okay. The directions for growth, that is which markets products should be invested in. Then you have to look at that whether expansion should be achieved by organic growth or the acquisition or some form of joint venture. And finally, after making the choices, you have to look at the strategic implementation. Okay. Formulation of detailed plans. Target setting for KPIs. Monitoring and control. Right. So, um, so as far as the clarifying corporate objectives are concerned, corporate objectives concern the business as a whole and focus on the desired performance and results that the business intends to achieve. Put more simply, objectives are the targets that an organization sets out to achieve. The first stage of the strategic planning process, strategic analysis, will generate a range of objectives which relate to the any uh, maximization of shareholder wealth, maximization of sales, growth, survival, research and development, okay, leadership, quality of service, respect of environment. So this need to be clarified uh, in two forms. That is, conflicts need to be resolved, for example, profit versus environmental concern, and to facilitate implementation and control objectives, which need to be translated into SMART, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You know, targets should be there. Now let us look at the SAF model, that is suitability. Not suitability says that does target have suitable strategic fit? For example, does it build on strengths, take advantages of opportunities, and will new products fit with existing ones? Okay, acceptability. Uh, is the strategy acceptable to stakeholders? Of the organization, both in terms of risk and return? And finally, feasibility. That means, can the necessary resource and competence be obtained? Can the organization manage the process of strategic change? Right. Uh, so it is not merely to make plans and implement them. The results of the plans have to be measured and compared against stated objectives to assess the firm's performance. Action can then be taken to remedy any shortfalls in the performance, right? And performance measurement is an ongoing process which must react quickly to the changing circumstances of organization and of the environment. Okay. Now let us look at CSF, that is critical success factors. Now, these are the areas where things be must go right for the business in order for them to achieve their strategic objectives. The achievement of CSF should allow the organization to cope better than rivals with any changes in the competitive environment and to maximize performance. For example, we had the school, ACCA school. So, what are the critical success factors for the students? That students attendance, students watching the lessons completely. Okay, their results, their feedbacks. These are the critical success factors for us. So now key performance indicators. What are key performance indicators? These are the measures which indicate whether or not critical success factors are being achieved. For example, collection from customers within 3 hours of receiving the orders in any part of the country. Next day delivery for destinations within the Pakistan or UK, delivery within 2 days, or destinations within Pakistan. Okay, that's the thing. Now, moving ahead, what are the features of good performance measures? Number one, measure effectiveness of business achieving objectives. measure efficiency of resource utilization, certain internal and external performance measures, comprise a mix of financial and non-financial measures, or you can say methods. It should be linked to targets set for employee motivation. So far, so good. Let's move ahead now. Long term and short term conflicts. Strategic planning is a long term top down process. That means top down process means from top management to the operational level decision made can conflict with the short term localized decision, right? How? Because you see that divisional managers tend to be rewarded on the short term results. They achieve. Therefore, it will be difficult to motivate managers to achieve long term strategic objectives. Divisional managers need to be able to take advantage of short term unforeseen opportunities or avoid serious short term crisis. Strict adherence to a strategy could limit their ability to do this. Okay. Um, Now, by the way, Google Assistant didn't understand that. The changing role of management accountant. So, firstly, you need to know that what is strategic management accounting. Strategic management accounting is a form of management accounting which aims to provide information that is relevant to the process of strategic planning and control. The focus is on both external and internal information and non-financial as well as financial factors. So, as far as the role of management accounting is concerned, uh, historically, historically, role limited to implementation stage, focus is on internal factors, and is on past. But in today's world, strategic role providing information on financial aspects of strategic planning. It use internal and external information. It monitors performance in financial and non-financial terms. The focus is on future. Okay, so far so good. As far as the driving force for change is concerned now, firstly, it's management structure. For management structure, head office has delegated responsibility to strategic business units, thus reducing the involvement of management accountants in areas such as detailed budgeting. Further, management accountant may now provide link between operational reports, the financial consequences, then we have technology. Here, Management Information System, also known as MIS, allow access for users across organization, input data, and run reports, giving the types of analysis once only provided by the management account. Uh, then we have competition. The competitive environment has driven organizations to take a more strategic focus. Management accountants no longer focus their efforts on the financial figure, profit figure, right? This is seen as a short-term ism, but focus on a number of measures which try to capture long-term performance. Okay, so far so good. Then we'll move ahead and discuss about benchmark. Now, what is benchmark? So it is the process of identifying best practice in relation to product or service, by which those product or services are created and delivered. The objectives of benchmarking is to understand and evaluate the current position of a business or organization in relation to best practice and to identify areas and needs of performance improvement, right? Uh, we have various types of benchmarking, right? Firstly, we have internal benchmarking, which can be based on, on the functions of organization, that which function is doing better than other, or it can be based on departments, right? Or which can be used as a benchmark, or it can be also on the basis based on competitor, that which competitor doing the best in the same industry, right? Who doing best in same industry. Right? Focuses on a similar processes. Another company which is not a direct competitor can improve easier to obtain information from a non-competitor and can still find innovative solutions. How now let us look at the benchmarking process. Set objectives and determine which areas of functions to benchmark. Identify key performance indicators and drivers that will be measured during benchmarking. Then select organization partners for benchmarking comparison. Then number 4, measure performance. Measure performance of all organizations partners involved in benchmarking using measures which was identified in this step 2. Measure on performance and compare to benchmark. Identify gaps in performance. Number 6, specify actions required to close the gap. And lastly, implement and monitor actions. Well, benchmarking and strategic benchmarking can be used in all 3 areas of strategic planning process. You know, like strategic analysis, a company mission may be to be the premium provider of its product, but without comparison throughout benchmarking, how will they know if they are delivering premium products? In addition, a company position can be summarized in SWOT analysis. Each of these factors can be identified through benchmarking and any gaps identified. Then it can be also used in strategic choice. How benchmarking can help in assessing generic strategy. For example, an organization may compare its cost to the leading competitor. If the organization cannot better or equal those results, then cost leadership is an inappropriate strategy to pursue. Then strategic implementation. For example, budgetary targets should be benchmarked against other organizations to ensure that they are both challenging and attain, attainable. Uh, so far, so good. Moving ahead. Then we have for some models to discuss over here. One of those is SWOT analysis. Now, what is SWOT analysis? S stand for strengths, weakness. Okay, and this strength and weaknesses are actually the internal analysis of the organization, that how well they are doing. So that what are the good things at the organization, what are the poor things at the organization, uh, which resources in short supply, um, which resources are excellent. That strengths and weaknesses, that's internal environment of the organization. And then we have another one, S, and by the way, we just discussed S and W. Okay, now, external environment. External environment, that is opportunities and threat. So, what are those? How will economic change impact the organization? Can organization make use of new technologies? Can new entrants enter the marketplace? Can a powerful customer dictate terms? Okay. Once a SWOT analysis has been carried out, strategies can be developed that neutralize weakness or convert them into strengths, convert threats into opportunities, match strengths and opportunities. A strength is of later use without an opportunity. Okay, so then let us discuss about the BCG matrix, which is also known as Boston Consulting Group. The star product, the problem child, the cash cow, and the dog. BCG matrix shows whether the firm has a balanced portfolio in terms of the products it offers and the market sectors it operates in. The matrix is constructing using the following steps. Divide the business into division strategies, business units or products. Allocate each of the metrics. Number three, assess the prospects of each division or product. Number four, develop strategies and targets for each division or product. So, what are the star products? It has a large share of high growth market. It has a high investment rate and it has a moderate cash flow. Also, we have problem child. See, uh, high market growth, low market growth, then it has high uh, market share and low market share. So high market share, high market growth is a star product. Then we have high market, low market share, but low market growth, but uh, high market share. That is a cash cow. So large share of low growth market, cash generator, strategy is minimal. Then we have problem child, which has high market growth but low market share. So small share of high growth market, large investment required to grow. Then we have dog product, which is small share of low growth market, moderate or negative cash flow, and it will divest. Okay. So far, so good. I hope it's clear to you till here. Then we have Porter generic strategies. That is cost leadership, and differentiation. Cost leadership. So the organization sets out the lowest cost producer in industry, performance should improve uh, due to number one, ability to earn high unit profits, lower cost acting as a barrier to entry. However, there is no fallback if the leadership position is lost. For example, strengthening of the currency may make imports of substitute goods cheaper. The organization must continually adopt to ensure unit prices are kept low and consumer needs are met. Okay. Then we have another one, differentiation. The organization offers a product that can be matched by rivals and charges a premium for this difference. The methods of differentiation include, what are the methods? It can be on the basis of quality, for example, better reliability, durability, or performance. It can be on the basis of image, or you can say branding. Okay, it can be on the basis of design. It can be basis on the basis of support. For example, offering 0% finance on next day delivery, right? Performance should improve due to what? Higher margins, loyalty increase, reduction in power of customers. However, there is a need to continually innovate to defend the position. Smaller volumes, associated costs such as marketing a higher performance in a recession may be poor, right? That's it from this area. We'll see you in the next class very soon.